Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as Scraps, and today I will be teaching you some chord progressions, some house structures, and overall, just a glimpse of what to expect from house, how to create it, how to transform it into something else, and overall, where to go with it. So stay tuned and I'll teach you how to make this. Alright. So one of the things you want to have when starting your percussion is that you have to have loops in order to create some cheeky drums or some interesting percussion. You either have to have single samples or loops. I highly recommend free loops from either Loop Masters. If you sign up, you can get a demo of pretty much any one of their sample packs, and I'm pretty sure they have loops in there. Or you can venture out on the web for free loops, for free royalty loops. That's what you want to use. The royalty side of this is that if you have royalty loops, I would suggest not using them at all unless they have some special permissions. Royalty loops are, let's say you use like a blip of a record. They can potentially sue you if that song becomes famous because that's their sample and you don't have rights to use it. Anyways, one of the loops I love to use is basically Sample Magic or Sample Star. They have some of the best loops I could possibly find, and not to mention some of the most interesting sounds, basically. So I'm going to venture out to my Sample Star. I'm going to go to my drum loops and I'm going to find a very rackety percussion. This B loop is pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside the clip. I'm going to right click on a transient and I'm going to say slice to new MIDI track. I'm going to select transient so that way every hit has a transient, so that way when it plays, it's going to play just like a drum loop, but in MIDI percussion, in MIDI parts, I'm sorry. So now that we have each individual slice, what we can do is we can remove the sustain. So right now I have a deep house basic kick loop, and if we adjust the sustain with the kick drum, you'll start to see more of a difference with percussion. So now we have kind of more of a minimal percussion. I've removed all the sustain and I took the decay down pretty much until it sounds like clicks. This is perfect. This is right where we want this, because what we're going to do now with the percussion is we're going to use Corpus to blend certain frequencies within the percussion to make some new. I love Ableton for this stuff because it's just so freaking cool. So now I'm just basically going to muck around with Corpus until it sounds dark and dirty. If you want to add some more rhythmic percussion and maybe some depth, you want to use reverbs and delays. It's best to use a return track for reverbs and as well as delays. And I have a very special mouse delay. I'll put a link in the description or maybe an annotation right here that will send you to that video to learn all about mouse echoes. So I'm basically going to send some reverb and some dry wet to my return track and back. Next, we'll learn about chord progressions and the right tips and tricks to use them.